Hello, sweet friends and crafters. Welcome to Carol's Craft Cottage. I am delighted you decided to join me today. This video is going to be a tutorial for Scrapdiva Designs shopping bag die. And I'm going to show you how I created my shopping bags. So you will need this die right here from Scrapdiva Designs. This is the shopping bag die. You will also need a stamp for your tag. And for this project, I used the Merry Christmas out of the Christmas stamp and die set. This is a great one to have in your stash for the little sentiments you want to place on your tags. The only other die that I used that is a basic die is this one right here. This is what I use to mount my focal point on the shopping bag. So let's get started. I have cut out my pieces already. So you will need 2 pieces of, let me see the die here, this die right here. And don't forget, you can get these dies at Scrapdiva Designs, which is this website right here. I will link the 2 dies in the description box below to make it easy for you to shop. And please use Carol 10 at checkout for 10% off your order. So you will need 2 of the big die, and you will need 2 of this die, and you will need 2 of your designer paper of this one as well. And then I cut out 2 in white on the little holder, I guess the thing that I put my ribbon through. I cut 2 on white and then 4 on designer paper and 2 of these, which is the little ring around it in some type of gold or silver paper. And then I cut 1 of these on white and 1 of these, I'm sorry, this one on white and this one on designer paper. And you'll see it when I show you what I've cut out. So here are my 2 large pieces from the die set. Here are my 2 white pieces from the die set. This is going to make the bag. And then this is also something else I die cut. So I cut 2 of these, and I cut 4, and you'll see why, of these. And I cut 2 of these. Okay? Now, I'll get into the rest of it later. I'm going to just set it aside. So we're going to put the shopping bag together. So what I do is I start with my 2 basic pieces, and I'm going to fold on the crease lines. I want to start doing more tutorials on my channel. I have comments sometimes that ask me if I have a process video. So going forward, I want to do more tutorials for you. Okay, so now I've got these folded. I'm going to set them aside, and we're going to fold the ends. These are the 2 ends of your shopping bag. So you're going to want to fold this down, fold these down, and you can use your bone folder if you want to. These are really good lines that you get from your dies, so just folding them by hand works really well for me. So now that I'm going to do this one as well, see what I'm doing. And I'm folding these to the back side. Now you want to form this part of your shopping bag, and this is going to be glued to the inside. So I'm just going to push that down, and then I'm going to fold along this line, and then fold that like that, and then fold this like this to get that as you can see there. That's what you want it to look like. Okay, let's do that again. So you're going to fold this down because that's going to be glued. And then you're going to fold down this line till you get to that point. Then you pull this over. And then you pull this one over. And this is going to be in the flap on the bottom. So now we're going to put this together. And the first thing you're going to want to do, I got glitter on here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is I use wet glue. I've told you that I live in the South and tape does not hold very long here in the South, so I glue everything. So you're going to put that on the bottom of this flap. The easiest way to do this is to flip this over to the right side. And when I mean the right side, these pieces will be folded in like that. Lay it flat, take this to the right side, and then put it under here, which we're going to attach it to here. You're going to slide it under here, and you're going to let some, and I'm going to bring this down for you so you can see. You're going to let some of that stitching line show, just a very little bit of it, and you're going to glue that right on top of there like that. You see I got a little paper, but that's going to be covered, so I'm not worried about that. So you want to get it as close as possible so that when you fold this up, you have a perfect line to glue this for your bag, which this allows me to do that. So let's do the other side. So we're going to flip it over. All right, and this is the right side of the shopping bag. So here is the right side of the shopping bag, and we're going to put the glue right here on this flap. And then we're going to take this and slide it under and put it right up to the edge. We just have a little bit of the stitching line showing, as you can see there. Okay, now we're going to pick it up and we're going to start. And the reason I do it this way is because this is the piece is going to go on top of here, so it sandwiches this so you don't see it on the inside of the shopping bag. So let's go ahead and we're going to, it's easier for me to glue these edges on. Before I put on the next piece. So you're going to put that on there. See how perfect it is to the edge. Flip it over and take your bone folder if you're using glue and just run it along there so you have a nice catch to the glue. All right, now we're going to do the other side. And we're going to put it right up against there. Run your finger along it, press a little bit, turn it over, and put your bone folder on there. And you can push it in a little bit if it's not entirely even, because you have a little bit of time when you have glue. All right, now we're going to take the second piece, and on the bottom we're going to put glue because we are going to slip this in, and I'll bring this up a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. All right, sorry about that. I don't have a smoother transition for that. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the very bottom. And I have just regular Georgia Pacific cardstock from Walmart as my base for this bag. And I use designer paper to cover it. So it does give it quite a thick feel to it. You do not need to use 110-pound cardstock to put this together when you cover it with designer paper. So you see I'm going to slip this right in here, right? And I'm going to slip this all the way to the other side. Put it right down till it hits the back. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to run it along where I had glue so I get a good stick. And then I'm going to go ahead and I need to do a little bit more right here, I see, of sticking. All right, now we're going to take and fold up these sides to form my shopping bag. And I'll flip it over and use my bone folder. And I'm just making sure it's all nice and even. And I'll hold this for a second so it sticks. And then we're going to do this side. And then I'm going to use the bone folder again. Just run it along that seam so you get a good stick. And now all my sides are even. And the last thing I do is I go ahead and glue down all the tops here. All right, I just ran that again because I wanted it nice and smooth here. So I'm going to take these, hold them back a little bit. Got a little bit of glue clog. Here we go. I'm going to turn this to the inside. Use your bone folder if you need to have a nice quick grab on that glue. And I have one more side. Okay, now what I just gave you was the basic instructions for how to put this shopping bag together. And you just pinch here and this closes like this. Now, if you want to not have the designer paper like I did, if you want to just use designer paper, this is the shopping bag construction. And you could tie some little ribbon handles in here, but I went with the handles that come with the die set. So at this point, if you want to add designer paper, I have that here for you, and I'll tell you how I got to this. Okay, to cover both the front and the back, you're going to need to cut 3 3/8 by 4 3/4. You're going to cut 2 of those. Okay, so we're going to put those on. It must be one of those days. Actually, I probably should have filled up the bottle. Then it would have forced to come out, right? All right. So don't worry about these holes. We're just going to cover them. And you can see you get a nice little border around your bag. So I use the bone folder a lot to get this stuff to stick down. Okay, now we're going to do the back. Okay, we're going to place this on here. Use your bone folder to get it to stick. Okay, now we're going to do the bottom of the bag. And I have my piece cut right here. You're going to need one piece that's 2 1/4 by 4 3/4. So now we're going to stick that onto the bottom of our shopping bag. This shopping bag is super cute. I can see it holding some Bath and Body Works air freshener bottles that you get, and the small travel hand cream, and what's the other stuff, that hand sanitizer. So I'm just going to go like this on the top. So there's the bottom. You can see how nicely that fits on there. Now we're going to do this part. It's always easier when you have the dies, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And you can see I've already cut my pieces here. I'm going to show you how to do it when you don't have a die. Okay, so you're going to take your paper trimmer and you're going to follow these little stitch lines on here. So what I do is I put it in my trimming machine, and if you can see right here, I'm going to take off about 1/8 of an inch. See if you can see that from the stitch line going up. So I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to turn it, and we're going to go all the way around about 1/8 of an inch in from the stitch line. And then 1/8 from the bottom, and from this side about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so now we have all the cut off on that side. What we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and we're going to do this piece first. So we're going to go up 1/8 to there, and in 1/8 here, and point it to there to get that little square. This piece fits right here, and see how perfect that is? All right, so we're going to take that off the side, and then we're going to go 1/8 on this side up, and then 1/8 on this side up. And then to make it easier for you, if you want to, you could put these back to back and just trim so that they match. And that's how you get your pieces, just like that. These are ready to go. Of course, this isn't what goes on here, but I just wanted to show you really quick that they fit on there and they look great. So this one here, I see a little nip I need to take off. So I'll do that because I want to do it right. So here are my pieces. They are ready to go. And then you just take it and line it up. You will have a little white border all the way around, and that's what you want. It looks dressed up that way. So you have to find this one. This one goes on this side. I cut these prior to doing the video so that the video won't be too long. Okay, we're going to put this on this side. All right, I will use my bone folder. And then I have my bottom pieces. Here they are. These little triangles. All right, and then I'm going to do this, get it all to stick. And there's that side. Now we're going to do this side. These are really a lot of fun to make. They're really cute too. You could put Keurig coffee pods in there. I'm not sure about hot cocoa pouches unless they're the taller, short ones that would go lengthwise in here. Maybe some tea. All kinds of goodies. Great for gift giving. Got this side. In my last triangle. And then we're going to work on the handles. And get my bone folder inside there. All right. Now our shopping bag has been covered with designer paper. Next, we are going to do the little ribbon holders. So what I do is I just put designer paper on the front and back. That's not what I wanted. All right. Flip it over, and then we'll put this one on the back. So that's why you cut one white, one white for each and two of designer paper, because you want to cover the front and the back. Have a finished look. Okay, and then if you want to, whatever you want to do for your trim, I did all metallics, or you could do also glitter. Cardstock would be pretty as well. These remind me of little suitcases for some reason. Okay, that's one of them. And I do fingers like this to make sure that it is even when it's on there, that they all line up together. That's just a little hint. Okay. Put that on the top. And then we're going to put the gold around the edge. Now the next thing we're going to do is attach these to our shopping bag. And all I do is I use the holes in the back as a point for feeling that it's centered. So we're going to put glue up about a 1/2 inch on this. And I feel where the holes are in the back, and I center this over the top of the holes. And it looks like that. And I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put glue about a 1/2 inch up on the second one. Make sure that your shiny part is on this side. Then I'm going to feel again and kind of eyeball it to the center, and then I'm going to pull these two together to make sure that they match. This one's a little bit off, so you see how they match. Okay, so we got that on there. And then choose your front side. Let's see, doesn't matter, I guess. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to be putting a little punched hole on the top here. As you can see where I have that, I'm going to put a little punched hole to tie my tag. So I'm going to pull this out and stick my hole punch in here. And I'm going to go about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch from the edge, and about a 1/2 inch down, and I'm going to punch my hole like that. You can see that, see? All right, then the next part comes for the decoration. Now I showed you this die. This is from my stash. You can use anything you have. You can use square, you can use circle, you can use anything. So I used not the largest, but these two sizes right here for the background. Now you can use ephemera, you can use dies as well, and you're going to make this the focal point of the front of your shopping bag. So that's going to go right on top like that. And I did not bring any foam here to put this on here, so I'm just going to show it to you. And you're going to take your dies. Now here I cut this one out of the corresponding red designer paper you see here. So I cut this piece on the red to match this, because you want to coordinate all your papers together so it all pulls in. And then I just did white for this part, and I stamped the Merry Christmas from this die right here. This is the Merry Christmas I used. That's not a die, it's a die and a stamp, by the way. So all you have to do is thread this through, and you can use whatever, if you want to use some twine, some ribbon. I used gold because it coordinates with the gold that I put on the top here. You're going to just tie this on like this. And you get it the way you want it. Isn't that cute? It's cute just like that, really. And you just clip these off. I made it a little bit longer than what I needed. And you'll also take your sheer ribbon and thread it through here and tie a bow like you see here. I have a bow on the top here, and I'll just show you. I wanted to put this on foam. I don't have it on foam, I forgot. So you would put this in the middle, and then for this one, because of the way the paper is, I decided to cut a glitter little greenery piece. This is from a die from my stash. It's actually the Tim Holtz greenery die. So I also cut some small ones in white to kind of bring in or bring out the white as well. This is the only box that I did this for. I just felt it needed a little bit of white brought into it. And then I do have a tutorial on how to make these poinsettia. That's from my tutorial. You could check it out. I can leave a link in the bottom for you. And then that one goes on there like that. And there you have a super cute little gift bag, little shopping bag to give at Christmas time. It's adorable, isn't it? Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye-bye.